Kingdom Hearts Missing Link images have been released. I think this was supposed to be for an ad or something, and it was just kind of leaked early, and that's why we can see it. So for the audio version of this podcast, I'll try to describe the images, and for the video one, hopefully I'll just have all of them on the screen right now, so you can just look at them at your leisure. So the first image I'm going to be looking at is the one with the original creator characters. You have the male version and the female version. And I think I kind of touched on this a bit last episode, but something that I really like about these characters is, to me, the designs actually look great. Like, very rarely do I see a game with a creator character where both the male and the female, to me personally, look like really good. Usually, like, either they both look okay or one of them doesn't look that good. But to me, both of them really look cool. I like them. I could see me playing as any one of them. I think their actual clothes I really like. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed or not, like what they're wearing. It's obviously some sort of uniform. For the audio listeners, they're wearing kind of like a white coat. It almost looks like kind of like a poncho type of deal. They're wearing kind of like a hat that looks kind of like a sailor hat, and the color scheme is white with purple accents and kind of black belts around it too, and black boots and black gloves. And the characters both have gray hair, and they're both wielding keyblades, kind of similar looking keyblades. They're very simple. The male has kind of like a brass colored keyblade with a gear for the teeth, and the female character has a green keyblade with kind of a lamp where the teeth is. So design wise, I think both of them look great. I'm assuming it's a creator character. I still don't know if it's been confirmed, but like, even if we weren't able to edit them and they looked like this, I honestly would be fine with it, and I think they actually look pretty cool. So that's one of the images I wanted to show here. Another one of the images that I saw, which is the one that show kind of the figures, because in the game when you're using moves, you kind of have to use these figures of Disney characters. When I first saw this, I was excited because I thought this was like a merch thing, because like there's an image with Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, and they're on these mini pedestals and they look like figures, but I'm pretty sure these are just like the images from the game, because honestly, it looks real because they have kind of these effects around them where Goofy has a lot of sparks around his shield as if he's bashing. Donald has like fire around him as if he's about to cast a fire spell. And Mickey has kind of like waves around his feet as if he's jumping and he's also doing a move. So they legitimately look like actual figures. So I thought these were going to be figures that are being released, but there's nothing on the picture that kind of says that these are actual figures. So I'm pretty sure these are just the little figure things that you see in game when you want to use moves. So they show these three. There's another image where they show a lot more Disney characters I should have on the screen, and for people who are listening, they have Disney characters like Mickey, Goofy, Cheshire Cat, Bambi, Woody, and so on. So they have a lot of Disney characters that they're showing, and I'm assuming they've showed even more in the actual gameplay. I didn't actually pause through the gameplay and look at every single one, but these are just some examples that they show in this image. And the image, or actually the images that are the most interesting to me personally, are the ones that show some of the UI for the game. Now, personally, I love how the UI looks. They kind of went for this kind of like rustic papery look. So for audio listeners, it pretty much shows the creator character in the middle, and the entire background of the UI looks like old brown paper, and then all the text has kind of like this oldie time font to it, kind of like the in SpongeBob, if you've ever seen that meme. So everything is a kind of old timey. Everything is very well themed together. The buttons are kind of like this dark brown to kind of fit in the theme. You have different lines everywhere on the page. Like, it looks very rustic and old, and it looks very skeuomorphic in a way where like it doesn't look like it's digital. It looks like a piece of paper for all the UI elements. So I'm really digging that, because something that I noticed, because I do play a decent amount of mobile games, and usually they're kind of gacha games. One of the first things I do notice about the games is how they handle their UI, because there are so many games that when the UI is very poor and it's kind of unpolished and they're using kind of default fonts, you can tell it's kind of like a cheaper made game. And then when you have games that have really good UI elements and really good graphics and really good fonts, you can tell it's more of a high budget game. And this definitely fits in the more high budget category, because this isn't just like a good looking game with bad UI. This is clearly, they got a design team on this and designed it very well. So we actually have two images of the UI. There's one with a creator character, and I believe there's another one with a Mickey. So the Mickey is probably just, like I mentioned, like one of the figures you can use for an attack. So it says enhancements at the top. You can see the level of the I don't know what they're called. Like, I keep calling them figures. I don't know if there's a name. I don't know if they're called figures or like toys or what, but like, yeah, it shows like what level he is, his stats of strength. Again, on this page you can just see that it has a rustic feel of it looking like paper. So yeah, that's pretty much all the images. They all pretty much show that. Some of them also have like kind of gameplay. I don't think those are that interesting because we already got a trailer showing a lot of gameplay, so I didn't really delve too deep into that. But I thought the most interesting parts were them showing the in-game figures, them showing the creator characters kind of close up, and them also showing the main UI of the game. So that's pretty much it. There isn't actually too much more to talk about. Those are the images that I could find, and that is pretty much it for the news.